Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to
We're
happen.
going to hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question, are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-run fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia.
What is up, everybody? Today is December 28th, 2025. My name is Brendan Acker. I am an entrepreneur, I'm an investor, but I'm also a researcher, and I am a former police officer. And today, we are going through the video, which has revealed massive fraud in the state of Minnesota. And the find was by Nick Shirley, and we're going to see what's really going on, why we've been lied to about all of this stuff. So without further ado, let's jump in. Be sure to click like, comment, subscribe. If you guys could help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's take a look and let's watch this video. All right, so without further ado, let's dive right in. I wanted to start off with the Donald Trump Jr. repost, because 19 hours ago, Donald Trump Jr. reposted the Nick Shirley reveal, where he found it's a 42-minute clip of his crew exposing the Minnesota fraud, which is over $110 million they exposed in one day, just to fraud. And this is just one level of the fraud. So a lot of people think that this is just happening in Minnesota, when this is actually happening probably right in your same neighborhood. And that's why it's scaring a lot of these NGOs, it's scaring a lot of these city council members, and it's scaring a lot of these big players. So Donald Trump Jr. had to say, if you haven't watched this yet, watch it, all of it. Understand that this is what journalists are supposed to do, but no one in the mainstream media will even bother to look at it, let alone actually publish it. This is what they're doing to your country with your tax dollars, and they are. So let's take a look. Let's dive right in.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to
We're
happen.
going to hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't
They don't
any
even
kids.
speak
Answer
our
the
language.
question, are there children? There's
If you
no
don't speak
children inside
English,
this
you
building.
shouldn't even be here.
Potentially
Honestly,
the
like,
largest
if
fraud
you don't
scandal
speak
in
English
US
as your
history
first
is taking
language,
place in
then you shouldn't even
Minnesota,
be
as
here.
Literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-run
$18
fraudulent
billion.
businesses. So much fraud,
Just in that
it
one
could actually
frame.
almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government, as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia, like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves, all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with the man
all of the
who's
traders
doing
who are
his own
selling out our country to these illegal
investigation
foreign
for years
immigrants
now,
who
as he
are
has seen the fraud
completely defrauding
firsthand.
our systems. They're always white people. It's always the white liberals who are selling out our own country. It's always. So it's just unbelievable. Let's go on.
His name is David. Let's get into this.
This is the man who's been investigating it.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these child care centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around.
Unbelievable.
And it was always a
Unfucking
Somali driver.
believable.
And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And
Like,
then
who's
I have
allowing
some
this to
contacts at
happen?
the Capitol
Who's allowing
going back
all of this to
many, many
happen? This is
years.
all
And
Soros
so
funded.
the data
Southern
that
Poverty
I'm
Law
getting
Center.
is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are
Yeah,
we
all
looking
by the
at?
state
The areas
capitol.
of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis.
This is
that has
happening
two
everywhere.
two
It's happening
childcares listed
everywhere.
at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever. And
You need to be reminded that this is all happening in the United Kingdom as well. And so anybody who doesn't care about what's happening in the UK, you should understand that all of this that you're seeing in Minnesota, this is one small level of it. In the UK, 500,000, or was it 250,000? I don't remember. It was either 250,000 to 500,000, but that number matters. Obviously, fact check that. But it's between 250,000 and 500,000 young European children have been raped and killed. And do you not think the same things are happening in the UK? The same things are happening. And the same people who are letting these people in are these Zionists and these elites. And when I say elites, they're not elites. They are in positions of elite power. And so these are your Congress people, right? This is the Tim Walz of your entire government. These Democrats who think that America needs to be overrun by all of these illegals. And honestly, it's a form of payback. These people, not even payback. To them, these people just do this because they are winning. They are becoming wealthier. And they love the power. They relish in just making sure that the masses suffer. So let's go on. But this is happening everywhere, and it needs to be addressed. Because if we don't pay more attention to who's starting businesses and who these businesses are that are coming into our hometowns, our communities, this is going to happen everywhere. And they're trying it. They're looking for the city council members who are lazy, who are unsophisticated, who are completely uninterested in these topics, and of course, left-leaning and Democrat. And that's where this fight really is. These people don't care about America. They don't care about you. They care about the money that they're getting from these kickbacks and grants, all of these deals that are done behind closed doors. That's what really matters, and that's what's creating all of this complete and total fraud.
buy that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars.
And you should know, by the way, as a police officer, I know that this is real. This is real. CPS, all of that. And I can talk about a lot of this now because I'm not really in law enforcement as much, and so I have a little bit more freedom and time on my hands. I can tell you right now, this is real. And this is a very real issue. It's happening in your own hometown. So I encourage all of you to start investigating the people who are running your city councils, who is running your elections, who is allowing these programs to run, who's controlling the public schooling system in your hometown. Those are the things you need to know. Before we can ever think globally as a country, as Americans, we need to think locally. And we need to make sure that we're guarding and safeguarding our hometowns and communities, our children, from this level of fraud. 79 children are supposed to be documented within this little facility. They're all gone. And so who did these go? Who bought these kids, or where did these kids go? Was there any kids? We don't know. But we do know. So let's keep watching and let's just see. But just absolutely crazy.
For every one of them, every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care. And then you have healthcare. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation. And a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows, they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so...
That's right. They're bringing in all of these illegals for the votes. That's obvious. Democrats are never going to get votes from the average American. They have to cheat. They have to steal elections at 1:15 in the morning or whenever that happened in 2020. So this is unfortunately the truth of the United States. It's all corrupt, and it's not just about Republicans. This has as much implication on Republicans as it does Democrats, because Republicans won't do anything about it. We won't bring down the iron fist of justice on these people. No, we will work with them, and we will turn a blind eye so that way we can continue making money from our corrupt deals, which is typically through Israel. But here's the kicker. You want to know what's interesting about this whole Somalia thing? While all of this is happening, while Trump was giving his negative statements towards Somalia and how we don't want them in here because they're a third world country, essentially, not really developed. And I say that just from a factual standpoint, not to be or sound racist or to offend anybody, but that is the facts of the matter. And what's interesting is that as all of this is happening, Israel, the state of Israel and Netanyahu, just yesterday or the day before that, made an announcement and essentially recognized Somaliland as an independent state. So isn't that interesting that that's happening while Trump in the United States is enduring all of this madness from illegal immigrants, all this fraud from these Somalis, and here Netanyahu is praising Somaliland. Anyways, let's keep going. First, actually, wait, let me make sure that we're still filming here. Again, first time I've ever really live streamed. This is a live stream practice, technically. But I just want to make sure that I'm still going. How do I do that? We're still going? Good. Looks like we're still recording. Okay, we are. Good, we're still going. Okay. All right.
Sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe, and they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generation.
People are lazy.
Have to pay for all this fraud, and they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota.
There's pedophilia, there's trafficking. They know that it's this big rabbit hole, but we have to face that.
This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else.
Ground zero is Washington, D.C., brother.
Anywhere.
We're gonna go.
Then it's New York City.
We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
120? And they have not a record of one child.
6 months, none of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, 1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about 800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is
There's
actually 2
5.2 mil.
daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in. And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell?
Yeah.
Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building
part's
here, right here,
interesting.
has generated millions of dollars.
This part's fucking funny.
And it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't
You're about to see some crazy libtard lady come up and start screaming and hollering over this.
just be in some industrialized building. There would
I'm
be
correct.
maybe like a playground or something outside, or
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No, can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever
I'm
seen
not
a child.
sure. I don't know, she
All right,
said.
let's go to the next location. Now we're
I'm not
going
sure
to
if
the
there's
next
children at this
daycare
child
center.
care
How much
center.
money has this one generated?
This one,
You gotta get these
in
fucking
fiscal
people out of
year
our country.
2025,
Period. Plain and simple.
$1,042,059.
Full stop.
In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally 1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've
Wow,
ever seen
what
is
the
someone
fuck,
standing
man?
outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last
gotta
daycare
start
center
paying
is that
attention.
green building right there.
Big time.
And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars. I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare.
Why?
Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file
here.
for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child Care.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which says it's licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door.
But they got
I
that
wanna
Ring
put my
doorbell
son
camera
Joey
on
in
there.
daycare.
Isn't that funny?
Cause I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Isn't that funny? They know who's. Look at this. They have a Ring doorbell camera right here next to Nick's head, and then they have a fucking door lock, so they know who's coming in, but they don't know who's going out.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
Caught red-handed.
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They
Yeah.
got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025 It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When? No, when?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out Daycare Center?
No! You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kids
They're
here
just
in this
screaming
daycare?
at him. So rude.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
They're always yelling at us.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my
And
color.
racist. They're
Does that
always
make you
racist towards
racist?
white
Yeah,
people.
no.
But they call
No,
us
no,
racist.
You said you're
I'm
scared
not
of me because of my
saying
color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now,
This is my
they're all
tax
getting
money.
mad
Totally.
because he's showing the
I
paperwork
don't
of
know
this
that.
business being registered as a business. 74 children,
I've
no
lived my
children.
whole life
We
here.
saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now
where did
they're
this
all
money
getting mad.
go? What was this money spent on?
Listen to this
1.26 million. What was that
These
money
people are
spent on?
screaming in different language.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are
This
you
is
talking
not
to the owner
America,
if you don't
people.
want to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
We don't need
Is
this.
anybody?
Listen,
Where are
look
the
at this.
74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my
not your
business that
business.
children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
These people are so fucking violent. This should not be
We're
in
moving on to
America.
the next location. Have a good day.
They're always
As we continue
screaming
to
at
show the
everybody.
blatant fraud
Look at
that was
this.
taking place here in Minnesota. Somalis started following us around the city.
And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9
two.
million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now.
From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Learing Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
So this is Quality Learing Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Again, we have another Ring doorbell camera. They know exactly who's coming in. The Learing Center, when it's supposed to be the Learning Center. Look at that. They know exactly who's coming in, but they don't know, or they know exactly who's coming in, but not where these kids are going. They don't know who's going out.
They said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you
Yeah,
have
this is
ice
the
here,
lady
man?
I
I'm
was
literally
talking
a
about.
YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Man, what do you think about the fraud that's taking
Turn
place
this
here in
down.
Minnesota?
Excuse-
Don't
Liberals are
open
annoyingly
up.
loud.
We have ice!
And what do you think about this
Since
place
they're
being
ice.
licensed for 99 children
Stupid bitch.
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million
Don't
over the
open up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here!
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9
Shame
million
on you. It's
going
ice.
illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that has Quality
How
Learning
annoying
Center
are
but
these
can't even spell
people,
learning
right?
right on the door?
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are, you don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You
I'm
do
so sick
realize
of
that
these liberals,
there's supposed to be
man.
99
Let's just
children
get rid
in
of
here
them, guys.
at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
This lady doesn't even know what planet she's
$1.9
on.
million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
Wow.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelt learning wrong,
They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know, where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child.
People need to go to fucking
And so you've
prison
never seen a
for
child
life
here
for
for
this
8 years?
shit.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that
Where are
make you
these
feel
children?
knowing that
Where
this
are
place
these
received
kids?
1.9
Where are
million?
they? Where are these people? Where are these kids? Where are the people who are doing this? Why are people not being sent to prison? Why is Trump not going hard on that? Is he implicated in the Epstein files? Is he letting these people get away with it? Is he allowing it to happen so that way we, the American people, will expose it? Who knows? But we got to stop this.
Dollars.
It's disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that, it's a federal offense. I know. I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? What the heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
Tim Walz needs to be in prison. A gulag.
That's crazy.
Lock away the key.
I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my God. Well, where?
Look at this guy, can't even believe it. It's his
I've
own
never seen nobody here
hometown.
at all.
Probably lived there
How
his
long
whole
have you been
life.
living here?
Since 2017, 2018.
You've never seen a single child
Yeah,
walking that building.
2017, 2018, I guess.
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door,
What are we going to do
is
about
blacked
this,
out.
ladies and
Yep,
gents?
I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached
$19.2 million they're up to
in
now.
fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders.
I didn't even know this. So this all took place in George Floyd's neighborhood, too? That's even more crazy.
Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week.
I mean,
let's
these
find
people
out.
are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is
Dude,
it
it's only
going
like,
to
it's the NGOs,
terrorism?
it's
Is
the
it-
Jews,
where
bro.
is it going? But
It's the Zionists.
theft,
It's Larry
fraud.
Fink. It's BlackRock.
And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check
This
out the
is
daycare?
so fucking evil. This is so evil that these people are even
but
here
if
in
I can't get
America. They
paperwork or
don't. They
anything to
shouldn't even be
submit
here.
my son little Joey to come in here to daycare. We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card actually.
Oh my God. This is what
Okay,
we're allowing
can
to
I
happen
speak with
in
somebody?
America.
Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here?
No.
No. No, no friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Ah, dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center. as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they are receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
The crazy part is these people don't even care. They don't even care. They could care less. They could completely care less that any of this is happening. They could care less about any of this, that this issue is ongoing. None of these people care that are all of these foreigners. Not one of them care that there are children missing. That's the interesting part too. Their response, their body language to this event. One, they're not even nervous that they're like being recorded. I mean, maybe they are. They sure see, I mean, yeah, like they look nervous, but they don't care at all. Like at all. Why? Why is that? Anyways, let's go on.
So you don't really know?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here because there's
Why are you asking us about
the fraud.
Rude.
Yeah, because we
Always
want to make sure
rude.
we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number on the other bill. But this is a. We can't let you guys in. So.
Okay. Thank you. So once again, little Joey.
This is not a Joey spot, he says. This isn't where you should bring your kid. It's a child care center. So what is this for then? What is this for? What are these places for then? What do you think is happening? It's called child human sex trafficking. It's $280 billion industry. My college year, senior year, I had to write a graduation project on human trafficking, child sex human trafficking. It was only a $38 billion industry at the time. Now it's like $238 billion or something like that.
Can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center.
Literally.
Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year, 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center, LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have
Isn't that pretty nice for 2.45 mil? As a real estate agent, I can tell you that's definitely not worth 2.45 mil.
Absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere, but yet millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble, they had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland?
Wow.
3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Yep.
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
And they want to get mad at you, and they're getting mad at you because you can't afford to pay your taxes. They're getting mad at you and want to throw you in jail because you're starting a business and maybe you missed something on your tax documents, and they want to throw you in jail. And we're supposed to pay 23 to 25% taxes. Fuck these people. And when I say these people, who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Zionists. I'm talking about the Tim Walz, the Democrats, these liberal traitors who hate America and are allowing these people, these foreigners to come in. You almost can't even blame the foreigners, because if you were a foreigner coming from a third world country, you'd want to come to America too if you were given a free ride to leave the desert or wherever you were coming from, or to leave Africa, to leave the jungles of Africa, whatever it might be, and then you come over here. It's like, what the fuck? It's like it's our own people doing this. And that's the thing. It's the Zionists. It's the Democrats. Those are the same group, same people. Republicans too. There's like Trump. Who knows? Is he even on our team? Is he allowing this? We need to ask questions. Will J.D. Vance do anything about this? Because he wants to be president, and it's not even 2028 yet. All these things need to be thought about, and these points need to be brought up. Let's go on.
The same address that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the child care centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely.
501c3 status, 501c4 status.
Better than 90%
Super
of it
PACs.
is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
Man. Look at, there's nothing in the hallways here.
Healthcare here? No. Why can't I get healthcare here?
Wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security, armed.
Oh my God.
This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are
That's so weird.
3 healthcare companies inside of this.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember this. I watched
now
this,
we have
once
another
already.
Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been.
Look at, they're being followed
Literally,
around by those two
healthcare
guys
every door you
behind
go to, yet nobody will give you a rate.
Dude, that's so
How much money do you think's
fucked.
been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentleman matching your description were in this building.
What? That's my question. As a cop myself, I am so sick of seeing these police officers. If you're a police officer and you're allowing this, if you're this cop and you want to give the excuses of, well, I'm just doing my job, under this fraud, of which you know is not natural, not right. And I understand. This guy looks like a nice guy, this officer, but it's like, I could see he's got a wedding band on his finger here. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we allowing this? You know, at the end of the day, you can't comply with that. Why are you fighting for these? Why are you defending these people, officer? It's like, do the right thing. How dare you? You know, any police officer who doesn't fight for the right thing. Okay, and I'm not one of these sovereign citizen types. I don't believe in all of that. Well, I believe in that, but not to an extent of, I'm not an anti-cop person. Being a police officer myself, I'll tell you right now, I would be asking questions if I was this cop. I certainly would be allowing him to tell me and educate me on everything if I didn't know about it. So shame on any cop like this. Shame on any police officer who's just following orders. It's like, no, you're the leader of America. You're one of the leaders of the government. You're the lowest level of government beside the mailman. Okay. And so you still work for the government. You can do something about it. Do something about it. Police officers, do something about it. Cops, do something about it. Anyways, never defend these people. Like in the UK, their police officers are just arresting English people, their own people, for Facebook posts. And this is how it starts. Our own people defending this total fraud by total foreign immigrants who totally hate us. Unacceptable, and we can't allow it. Ugh. So I condemn this police officer entirely.
The individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers that everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
So
no, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are
So
here?
pathetic.
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. If you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived.
So, and honestly, like the cop is doing the right thing in a sense that he's following the law. Like, yeah, technically they're trespassing if it is private property and they want those. If it's private property and the owners of that private property want them gone, then technically, legally, yeah, the officer's doing the right thing and they're just doing their job. But that's the issue here. If I was the officer on this call handling this, and if this kind of event happened, if Nick Shirley came to an apartment where I was working as a cop, I would allow him to speak. I'd want information on it. I wouldn't just you just see how many cops today are just totally blind and they just like look the other way or they don't give a shit. And it's like that was part of the reason why I kind of like got out of the career, and that's why I'm doing this now, because the Nick Shirleys of the world are the real heroes, and that's the real police today. So like these are the real cops. It's the people, it's the independent journalists. That's the new law enforcement, in my opinion, because the only way you can hold these people accountable for all of the fraud is if you honestly just hold them accountable
no one really speak with
and
us.
expose them.
Inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that
Kronfeld?
people are allowed to ask
Wonder
you to
what
leave,
that
and it's
last
also one
name's
the
origin
Minneapolis
is.
Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
as we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as
Kronfeld?
we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same
Hold on.
home health care providers
Let's
operating
just look
from
up that
inside of the
name.
building.
Right here you have
I don't know if I spelled it right, but
multicultural home care.
no,
And right here it
name,
says it's open,
origin.
but can't even get in. Another
Oh, look
Reliance
at
Recovery
that.
Center.
Ashkenazi.
Grace
Isn't
Care.
that weird how that works?
Right here you have
Isn't that weird?
Airtrain
I guess my name is
Development
somewhat similar,
Association
but I'm just
of
saying, kind of
Minnesota.
weird.
Another
Here,
child
this
care
officer
center.
is defending
Welcome
that.
to Bright Beginning
Anyways.
Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare, Aid, Inc., and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay?
Mhm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you.
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't
Listen to that shit. The nerve of these people, the nerve of these foreigners to come into our country and say, you're doing something wrong. I don't like what you're doing. You're doing something wrong. And this guy has probably facilitated the trafficking of hundreds of children, for all we know. This foreign Somalian, whoever this person is, that probably we don't even have in our in-house law enforcement records. These people shouldn't fucking be here. And if you think they should, then you shouldn't be here either. Period. We need to clean house in America peacefully, legally, lawfully, and by doing things like this, exposing the truth, because these people cannot win because we refuse to act.
Ask me that question again.
Okay.
It's just
Who can I
true.
speak to? Who can I speak to? Okay.
And they
As soon
close
as
the
you
door in
confirm
your
about the
fucking
fraud,
face.
They get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're
Wow.
seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota
Look at
for
these dudes. They're
services
still,
never
they're still
provided.
following him in the back.
They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people, saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million
gotta
for
get
how
him
much
out of here.
fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I don't know.
And now,
I never
with
ask.
upwards
I
of
just
$100
I let it all
million
happen.
in fraud, we headed to one more daycare, and this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out. at the very
108
end.
mil.
After this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we
Make
are
sure we're still
exposing
filming here.
legit fraud happening. I did get security for
Again, this is the first live stream I've done, so gotta make sure that we're still going. We're 47 minutes in. All right.
My security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. Anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, 2.66 million. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Why is it?
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care name is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in
Is it not telling enough that they have to cover up their faces? Is it not telling enough?
funding. And $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department?
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down.
Nasty. Just such awful, rude individuals.
Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We were just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at?
I don't know where the kids
Where
are.
are the children
I
at
don't
in
know.
these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How can these child care centers have no
I
children?
don't care. I don't care, she said.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere.
Covering her
People
face.
deserve to
again.
know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not making you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside of Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings. They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside this same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir.
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask the local government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. Yeah. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
No, you cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any
yes,
permission.
you can. It's America,
bitch. I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You understand?
Then are there children?
So leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's happening.
We are not a child care. We are nothing to do with you. We're common people walking. And
yes.
You are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
Imagine if your kids were in this place. Like if somebody said, like imagine if somebody said, "Oh yeah, your children are here, and we have a like." Imagine if your children were kidnapped, and you found out that they might be in this facility, and you're asking them. Imagine if you had a son, if he was asking them, "Hey, you know, where's the kids? Like, my son might be here," and this guy tells you, "You're not. I'm not telling you nothing. Get out of here."
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking
the
to
Minnesota
right
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
I don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him. Plain and simple. Where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us.
Not the wrong way, not illegally. Nope.
Where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but
he has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses...
you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening? Because because that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking about
we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
sir,
is not.
Sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like that.
Are you going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate?
I heard you, and we've got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan
They have
issue.
to answer to these people.
How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think if you've been listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
If
you
this
saw what
is
happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump, they want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired.
It's Republicans
My
and
people
Democrats,
are
bro.
suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care.
That's definitely true.
How many more people are gonna freaking die?
We got
how many
enough
more people are
politicians.
gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
Guys probably had a lot of victims. In one day, yeah, it is time to hold corrupt politicians and fraudsters accountable. We all work too hard and pay too much in taxes for billions to be wasted. It is time to reclaim our cities from corruption and illegal fraudsters. Subscribe for more videos, and you should subscribe to that. But that's the truth, and absolutely the truth. We need to stop the fraud. We need to expose the fraud in every single way, shape, and form. And we need to hold these people accountable, plain and simple. And at the end of the day, it's just that simple. You know, if we want to be a strong society, if we want to be a strong country again, if we want to be a country that cares, then we need to take action against this kind of stuff. Our politicians disenfranchising us, choosing these illegal foreigners over us. This isn't about race. This isn't about black, white, Jew, or Gentile. This is about finding the truth and documenting the corruption that's happening, not just in Minnesota and Minneapolis, but also the entire country and the entire Western civilization is happening in the UK. So we need to fight back. In certain times in history, you need to just take a stand for things. How many children have been trafficked to another country? What if that was your family, your little brother, your little sister? What would you have done if that was your child that you were looking for, or that you wanted to put into a daycare, and then this is what you find out, that they're not going to do anything to help you? You're not going to be able to find it, and you're going to get a bunch of rudeness from these people, an aloof attitude. So, plain and simple, share this, like, share, subscribe. But good job, Nick Shirley. Way to do the right thing. Way to speak the truth. And with that being said, share this video, make it go viral, and get the word out. Investigate your own local communities and do the same thing as Nick Shirley. We need to find the truth. What's going on with this corruption? Where's the money going? And how come movements like Doge are so demonized? The Department of Government Efficiency. How come Elon was so demonized? Because he wanted to do a similar thing where we would expose these corrupt organizations. Elon, he retweeted this piece. Donald Trump Jr., he retweeted this piece. So I think we all need to do the same thing. Speak the truth and don't be afraid to do it. See you next time.